weather's warming up, so I've been out doing one or two bits and pieces. First of all, on the van, we've had those HEOSafe locks for a good while, like a couple of months, I guess. But I've not, well, I've fitted the front door locks, so the deadlocks on the front doors, but I was having enormous trouble plucking up the courage to drill holes in the bodywork of a brand new van, and that really is because with the side door, the sliding door at the side, apparently really easy to open if you're a burglar or a thief. The rear door, really easy to open, just like the front door is. So I bought HEOSafe slide over locks. They're very visible on the outside of the vehicle, but you need to drill 4 holes, 2 and 2, to hold the thing on that's covered up by the metal plate that keeps the door locked. But you have to, well, for the rear doors open like a standard rear van. So you put it on one door and it slides across and stops the other door from opening. And then the sliding door, you fit that on the rear side. So as the door comes up and does that, you put it on the bodywork of the van to stop that coming out, and the handles all the way down the other end of the door. So plucking up the courage to drill 8 holes in the bodywork of a brand new van took ages. I was unsure about doing it, and I bought the locks without really thinking about that. I think if I was starting again, I'd probably have them fitted by a garage or a professional. not that it's a bad job. I've done a really good job of it, and I'll show you that in a minute. But it was really gut-wrenching to put a drill up against the brand spanking new shiny paintwork of a van and start to drill. Oh lordy, that was awful. Anyway, it's done. I'll show you that in a minute. And the other thing on the boat entry door, as we come in off the cruiser stern deck, it's got this little sort of cup handle that you put your fingers underneath and pull, and that's held in by 2 screws from the inside of the door. Well, because of the wet weather, the door sort of slightly expands and contracts, in the heat and the wet. And it was really wet, and it expanded quite a lot, and it was just getting a little bit sticky. So I put a bit of extra pressure on the handle, and it came off in my hand, because the screws that were coming through were like tiny, like 2 millimeters of thread to go into the handle. So I bought a new handle for that, and I'll show you that. We'll go out and look at that, and then look at the van, the locks. But I've also remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about putting a roof box on the boat to store things in. Well, I eventually found that B&Q sell really cheap pressure treated decking boards, £3.75 for a 2.4 metre board. Now, to build a roof box, I essentially need 6 boards for the outer, and then 6 boards for a lid. And I thought, well, should I leave the bottom open? And I really thought hard about that, and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put a decking board floor in it, so it'll all be made of decking boards. So I bought 20 boards, which was 75 quid, and for a roof box, to make that for less than 100 quid, I thought was really, really good. So I went out to B&Q yesterday and I bought the wood. It's still in the van. I'll show you it when we go out to the van in just a minute. But I'm now, so the 2.4 meter board is ideal, because what I've thought is I'll make the width of the box 800 wide, so 800 millimeters wide and 1600 millimeters long. So that makes a total of 2.4 meters, which means that the length of the 1.6 meter will sit inside the 800, and then I can get 3 lots of 800 for the roof, for the lid, out of each board. So and that'll take up 16, I think it's 16 or 17 800 millimeter pieces, which will give me a slight overhang each end, which is quite nice, and it'll fit exactly on top for the 800 millimeters. So that'll be ideal. So the 2.4 meter boards at £3.75. So as I say, I needed 18 of them, but I bought 20. I like to have a little bit of spare just in case I cock it up in some way. Plus I might, if I've got those over, I've been thinking about how do you support the floor. I don't want to just go from the outside putting screws in, so I thought what I'd do is use a strip of each, a 1.6 meter strip of each board to screw on the inside. So when you got the side, I'll put a little bit on there that will hold the floor, and then that'll be quite nice. What I didn't do when I was at the DIY shop, I forgot to buy blooming hinges. Who knew you'd need hinges to put a lid on? Well, and I do have already a Haassmann staple. One of those things that you put around a gate, put a padlock through. They're called a Haassmann staple. So I've already got one of those that I could use to put on the lid to lock it down. And we've got spare padlocks hanging around. So that's going to be great. So the thing is, what I'm going to do in constructing the box, I'm just going to cut 800mm off, and that will make the end, and that will leave a 1.6 millimeter side. So do that on 6 boards, and that will make the side and the end, and the other 3 will make the side and the end, because it's going to be 3 boards high. They're 95mm wide, so it's going to be 285mm, which is shorter than the support for the solar panel, which means that I won't ever have to take it off when we go under a bridge. Anyway, let's pop out and see the HEOSafe locks on the van and show you the wood. And brilliantly, the van we've got, the caravan utility vehicle, they call it, a CUV. It really does come into its own as a transportation vehicle as well, for transporting big stuff. Anyway, let's go and have a look. So here we are outside, and I'll just show you, this is the little handle that sat on the door down here, and you put your fingers under there and pull. But look at the tiny bit of thread that's screwed into the back of there. Well, as you can see, I tried gluing it back on, but that I left it for hours with super glue on it, and it just didn't work. It just pulled the paint off. So while I was at the hardware shop, at the DIY shop, I bought this handle, and that's simply, I mean, that's really tightly screwed on there. That's not gonna come off anytime soon. But let's pop down and have a look at the. Oh, this is where that's where the roof box is going to go. 1.6 meters long by 800 wide. The gap between the roof bars, the grab rails, is just over a metre, so it will sit nicely in the middle, pretty much like that one on this other boat here. So it'll look all right. But you'll see as we get over to the van, you can see the lock just there on the side. And what I've done is I put the little sticker on here, and then the lock just overlaps the door there, so that, let me just, what I'm going to do is all four locks, I bought this as a set, and all four locks have the same key. So that's how that works. So when it's open, it's like that, and the door can come open nicely like that. You have to be careful. If I put it up here, it would have actually hit the blind in there. You have to put it down there. So that's that bit, and on the back it's just the same. You overlap it there, but you can see that it would have been a little bit gut-wrenching. There you are. There we are. Easy to lock the van and secure it like so. So it can't be opened there, and really dead easy to lock that one over as well. So what I do is, when we want to lock the van and secure it, I lock the other one, climb out of this door because it's just easier, shut this one, open this door, lock that one from the inside, and then lock this one. So then it's got four pretty much deadlocks on all four doors. So it's now very secure, nicely. I think they look quite in tune with the whole look of the van. I also, when I did the van tour, somehow in last week's video, the beginning bit, which is why it started a bit oddly, the beginning bit of the video got missed out somehow. I don't know how, because I've reviewed the edit and it has the beginning bit in. I don't know. And this window, I think you remember, was that latch wasn't locking up properly. Well, if you can see that, just that little channel up there is the windows are slightly movable when they're undone. So I've just shifted it across back that way, and it all locks up nicely now. So it's not a sort of warranty thing. It just, they are a little bit movable. So I'm really happy with with, oh, I was gonna, yeah, that's what I forgot to do. I forgot to show you the decking boards that I bought, and how great it is to have this type of van. Now, okay, so we've still got the top bed in, and that's not been taken out yet because we're not actually ready to go. This will come out and be stored in the boat when we actually go travelling. I've got the bed made up. I've had to move a couple of things on top of the bed, like this twirly washing line storage box, but look at all this. That is 20 decking boards and an extra piece of wood, and look at that space. It goes all the way through because it's got that little board there that slides down the front of the bed to section all this storage off. I think it's probably a quarter the size, that storage space, quarter the size of what we had in the Comanche, but you get all that storage space going right through. These are 2.4 meters long. These other bits, which I might use to secure the floor in, I got for free because they just sit between the boards to keep the decking boards apart when they're stored at the B&Q shop. So that goes over. That's locked. The good thing about it is that you can't, these locks, if you lock it open, you can't move that lock. So we couldn't we couldn't stupidly be locked in unless somebody had the key. So that, and you can't take the key out unless the lock is locked. So you can't sort of lock it, you can't move it around and then take the key out and leave it unlocked. So that's that. Another thing is when you press the lock button, you get the little click on there. I always check it. If one of the doors is not properly closed and latched up, it won't actually lock, and it'll continually flash the indicators, which is quite good. It's a bit cold today. I know I said the weather's warming up, but it is just a little bit on the chilly side. Too cold for me to be working on building a roof box today outside. I'm hoping that it's going to warm up. Right, it was a lovely day yesterday. I would have been happy to do it yesterday, but I was actually out buying the stuff. Now, when I spoke about the hinges and when the box is hinged up, I'm going to put one of these on. So screw that on the underside of the lid, and then that's the hasp, that's the staple. So that's where and that will go on the front edge of the box, and then that goes like that with the padlock through. So there we are. That's what I've got planned. I'm hoping to build that box tomorrow. It shouldn't take me more than a day, maybe, to cut all those bits of wood up. You'll notice it's very peaceful around, isn't it? It's about midday, and You can listen, you can just hear somebody's engine just ticking over. It's great, isn't it? Peaceful place to live. We're so lucky, and really happy to bring you along with us. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm going to see you again next time. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give us a big like on the thumbs up button down below, and subscribe if you like. And more importantly, why don't you share this on social media? See you again. Bye bye.